I'm a guy. I'm clearly a guy.
Like, well, yeah, it's Arsenio Hall. Like, this is like a trans joke, isn't it? This is transphobic, right? Isn't this?
Yeah, probably.
You know, I mean, right? Whatever. I mean, it's it's what it is. I guess
It is what it is. All right, you ready to roll?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start the show with this catchy tune.
All on the TV screen, you gotta show him some love, you gotta show him some green. The world's gone crazy and it's so obscene. You gotta know where to hide in the big machine. Say it sounds like TV on the radio, so push that sound. I wanna hear it in stereo. Do what you want, it's the will of the people. Nothing holds you back on that all-night radio. Ain't no love tonight in this.
All right, we're in. That's a smooth fade down right there. Welcome to the podcast. I am Keith Pazel.
Yeah.
This is the show.
Tell you what, it gets me going. It gets the thought process happening.
Yeah.
It primes me. I like it.
Well, we've had about 30 minutes of movie watching time to get primed too.
Exactly. We're prepped.
We're prepped.
You know,
got a good taco. We're prepped during the Taco Bell commercial. That's always a good thing to be.
Exactly. Got a commercial going, but we got a movie. Keith, you texted me.
Yeah, I had a whole
days
plan.
ago. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, Coming to America is on VH1. Nice classic TV edit. Do you remember the TV edit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like it. There's something refreshing about it. You know.
Right?
This is how I watch TV.
You're restrained.
You know?
You need to be tethered by something at some point.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're just constantly following you lack impulse control. It just feeds into the short attention span society we live in.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for. To bring you back to the 90s.
To bring you back to normal. We're going to be your lodestar. We're the helmsman back to normalcy.
Back when
that's a word.
When you needed stuff to be edited for time.
Exactly. And the edit, that point in the movie had to be kind of a bit of a cliffhanger. You had to be somewhat interested. They always had to end it at the right time.
Yeah. So we're watching Coming to America. It's on. We're gonna.
You suggested that, and I was like, yes, it's a good idea. We're gonna do the show a little earlier
today. Because I think we've
today.
talked about it, and I don't think we've ever actually had it on the screen and watched it. But it's an interesting movie because, like I said before we started officially recording, this movie and The Golden Child really is Eddie Murphy run amok.
Like it's truly the beginning, or when he's starting to lose,
when he lost touch, and when they let him do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because again, I remember Eddie Murphy when he first hit on SNL, and I mean, it was a comedic force. He was a comedic force.
Well, and he was like 12.
I mean, you noticed he was 19 years old.
So
he was amazing. He was a true star immediately. You know,
I'm sure
he pierced.
The joke of the Pazel boy household was how many pubic hairs he had at that point. He's got a bare sack there, and he's on TV. What do you think of that?
And a star. I mean, a force on TV, like a noticeable personality. Like you knew Eddie Murphy. I mean, I remember watching. I mean, that Velvet Jones, that character. I mean, I loved him. So when he did 48 Hours, he had a string 48 Hours, Trading Places. Then of course Beverly Hills Cop is when that was the true I am now a meg.
He became
new.
Like a sex symbol.
You know?
After that movie.
I mean, it was like he was, and then he was doing music with Rick James.
Blew up the letter jacket,
and that pretty much. Though he had that
put the Detroit Lions on the map probably for about 2 months.
No, you know who did that back in the mid-'80s? A guy by the name of Billy Sims. So, Billy Sims actually blew his knee in Minnesota in 1984 on the Hubert H. Humphrey Dome surface. Many a career
Who the fuck
was
is
ended.
Billy Sims? Oh, he's a Viking?
Oh, no, he was a Detroit Lion running back. Who's great. It was great. we got to hear some.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, this is good. Okay, this is good. This is Arsenio Hall playing the preacher. Because again, the plot line is
Don't
you know, when I look at these contestants for the Miss Black Awareness pageant, I feel
That's also when you know how powerful Eddie Murphy was, because let's be honest, no one's given Arsenio Hall a chance like this.
I know.
Outside of, this is my friend Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
You know there's a God who sits on high.
Those are 80s thongs. The
Yeah,
high
absolutely.
whale tail.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
thought those were weird even in the 90s. That was
Yeah.
anytime I saw those, I'm like, this is a Playboy from 1982.
So really, what didn't turn you on? Yeah, because for me, it was like, whoa, man. Like, it was early.
You just knew there was going to be a little shrubbery peeking out of the side.
Oh, well,
there.
of course, you know.
Or you would see the little individual hairs puffing out the front of the bathing
The
suit.
razor burn.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Eddie Murphy's everybody in the audience. Early CGI. They just dressed up Murphy. It's Black Week. Oh, I didn't see the awareness in the middle. I thought it just said Black Week.
No, it said black awareness.
There's a God somewhere.
But then black awareness is also pretty funny.
I got a special treat.
Well, that would be, or even just Black Week.
Young man that you all know is Joe the policeman from the What's Going Down episode.
Do you know what the thing
From
about
the What's Going Down episode.
the thing about scenes like this though is this has been copied so many times that it ruins seeing this one.
Yeah, yeah,
Where
because-
you're like,
because
I
it's
get
like-
it.
yeah.
He's gonna do the run-on sentence thing,
Yeah,
but it's still great.
yeah. You're right though, because yeah, this was this was new. This was
Isn't this actually like that's a guy, right? Or oh no, that's Eddie Murphy.
I think it's Eddie Murphy. Yeah, it's Eddie Murphy.
And again, this is another Eddie Murphy run amok
Yeah.
thing. He's gonna
a
sing.
singer. He's a singer. Yeah,
He's gonna
exactly.
sing. I think I've told. He's gonna sing. He's gonna talk about how big or not small his dick is.
Yeah.
Either way he goes, he just wants you to know.
That's his line from 48 Hours. Mine should be bronze.
And
then
there's
there was
a-
he had a big laugh. in
And
the
there's a
theater.
line from Golden Child where he goes to Tibet and one of the villagers is like selling shit on the way to the temple.
Temple,
of
exactly.
course.
Because I'm sure that's the way it is.
And he
it's
just
like
tried-
walking down 4th Street, or whatever, in some corner in New York. Okay.
And the guy goes, it's for your yin yang. He tries to sell him some like herbs, and he just goes, "Ain't nothing wrong with my yang." And I was like, there
man.
it was.
Yeah.
There's the Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
My dick works perfectly fine. Also, he's going to fuck the girl.
Yeah, it's gonna
Like
happen.
even if it's
Yeah.
not in Golden Child, he's trying to save the kid, and this girl is also like is just along for the ride, and then all of a sudden they fuck. All of a sudden, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. What was that again? What that was?
That's the Golden Child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there was that kind of very pretty. She was very exotic for the mid '80s, late '80s.
Is that Whitney
She was-
Houston in the middle?
She was like supposed to be from Nepal, exactly. But I don't know.
And
That's
then
wild. Let's
he's
see.
also going to make fun of an accent at some point.
That boy got talent. That's got to be Murphy there too with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all Murphy.
Put your hands together for Mr. Randy Watson.
Did you do something? It was like a totally sexual song, I think, for a church event. I think.
Also, I feel like nothing got edited out of this movie. There was no editing.
It was just allowed.
They just let it go.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the entire Randy Watson
Well,
song.
I'm sure something. They probably also told get the movie out to market. Okay, edit it enough to make it a movie, but you don't have to be that special.
I love
Just get
that.
it out there.
That almost sounds like a nursery rhyme. Get it out to market. Get it
Yeah,
out to
to
France.
You got to get
Get
it
it
out,
out
there.
before your underpants.
You got to get it out to market. We got a hot commodity here. We're gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, he was interviewed in this
The pro-
Playboy at that
The
time.
problem with this for me, just as an adult, the second he lands in America, he no longer looks foreign. He just looks like a guy from New York.
Well, they cut his hair. They gave him a haircut in that
And
scene
then,
we saw.
but maybe at the time, was it supposed to be like a Borat? Like this is clearly Eddie Murphy pretending, or was he trying to be like a fucking what's the movie where Robin Williams is Russian?
Moscow on the Hudson.
Was this his Moscow on the Hudson?
I think it had elements of that. The hints, wafts of that.
Right, wafts.
I think this was supposed to be a different actor, the actress, this woman who was playing. I think it was supposed to be a name, but I think Murphy. The rumor is that
He didn't like the bitch, probably.
Well, and also I think he I think
he
he likes
banged
the
her?
beds. I'm sure. You
I'm
think he
sure
and
he-
Brigitte Nielsen and Beverly Hills Cop 2, you think they had sex? Brigitte Nielsen and Eddie Murphy? Yes.
That
they had
was
sex.
Me Too Central.
You know? Oh, absolutely. I'm sure.
Probably was in
you
the
know?
contract. Just
Oh,
like,
it was kind
at
of a
some
required-
point,
Yeah.
Eddie's going to do things.
That whole weird element.
His entire stack of money.
But then that guy, the Eric LaSalle character from ER, takes.
I like how his money's cleaner than everybody's too. He got dirty Harlem fucking cash in that basket.
I always liked that. Dwayne Kennedy had a great joke. Just about, that we were kings back in Africa. That's always been kind of a rallying cry, for like militants. We were kings. Not everyone was a king in Africa.
Yeah.
He's like, someone had to sweep up after the lions.
Yeah, there were janitors.
There's
janitors in the palace.
Yeah.
So I was going over Coming to America facts. That was a Wendy's in Harlem. They just dressed up a Wendy's as McDowell's.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Wendy's got a few bucks. Look at that snow.
Oh, you can't fake that.
That's good, like late February snow.
There's dead animals. Under that snow.
There's a bunch of cigarette butts. I used to hate that when it would finally melt, and you would see it was like a police, like a police yellow tape line for a body. It was like this swath of just like cigarette butts and bottle caps, and there'd be like dog shit in there and stuff. It was gross. It was horrific.
Pieces of human jaws.
Yeah, it was. There'd be chicken bones in there and stuff. It was horrible.
Half dogs.
Oh,
just
so
a
dirty.
Torso of a dog.
Quick story. You got me going off on a tangent.
Go for it. That's what this is for. That's what the whole show's for.
Which is good. I like the plot line. When I was in grad school, I had to do a tour of a Cook County Hospital. I think I've talked about that before on the show. And for healthcare for the poor, that was the name of the class at the University of Chicago. So we went to Cook County Healthcare, and we entered through the emergency room, and there was no one there wasn't an emergency going on, otherwise we wouldn't have gone through at that time, but it was crazy. And we did a good, thorough, like 3 or 4 hour tour of Cook County.
A 3-hour tour. I wish I had Gilligan's Island fucking ready to go.
But it was just an interesting experience seeing that. And the doctor who gave us a tour, the first thing he had to do when he worked at Cook County in 1975, this was 1999. He'd been there for 24 years. He said the first thing he had to do was he had to declare a femur dead. That someone brought in a leg, basically.
Like a dead bone?
Yeah, he was like, and he said, yeah, this human being is dead. He had to put a tag on it. Like he had to count the dead. That was part of the job, because a lot of people die and go unclaimed and shit. And you have to kind of be aware. You got to keep a head count. You got to keep tabs on that because, frankly, it's a public health concern. But
just takes it, licks a little bit of marrow, and he's just like,
yeah, I think this person's dead.
That's on its way out.
He had like declare it dead. Yeah, it was crazy.
Can I hang on to this?
But I had to do a tour. They still had World War I vintage wheelchairs, like wood, these old, rickety old wood. It was deemed antiquated in the 1930s, and it was still functioning in 1999. They built Stroger Hospital. That was something that Daley did that was an accomplishment that was good. They need to had a new public hospital in the city, and they got it. And so,
Gun, as it was colloquially called when I was a kid, gunshot Stroger.
Yeah, I'm sure you get some. Yeah, I'm sure you get some bad cases there.
Well, oh yeah,
the trauma people. I mean, the emergency room people. I mean, they usually have about 5 to 7 surgeons. Like it's like on a Friday or Saturday night.
And since
they're
it was
working.
a trauma hospital, it's the only hospital that's really open, that's accepting people. So
yeah,
there are some people that like Todd Massey.
Yeah,
friend of the show, friend of ours, comedian in Chicago.
Yeah.
He got all fucked up on acid at a fucking Ween concert. No, it was Grateful Dead with the lead singer of fucking of Fish,
juvenile,
doing Jerry Garcia stuff.
Thing to do, man.
So
it's great. I love it.
He flips out on acid and gets fucking. They have to they take you to the hospital when you're fucking psychotic on LSD.
Psychotic incident, yeah.
And they had to take him to Stroger Hospital because it was the only hospital open by Soldier Field. It's right there.
Well, yeah, it's relatively close. It's in the west side of the city, So, I mean, they needed to do that, but it was, I mean, they had people there were people in the hallway on stretchers and shit. Like they were doing. I mean, they were at max capacity, and it wasn't even like a particularly rough time.
Vietnam.
Well, that's what I think we
It's
talked
almost
about that
like
before.
2020.
That's what we talked about before. Was the trauma surgeons at Cook County went to Vietnam to do the initial training for the physicians that were working there because they had seen so many gunshot wounds. They kind of knew how to deal with it. And a lot of these surgeons had no, like 1965, 66.
I just
Chicago
imagine
surgeons had to
these
go
poor
over there.
doctors having to teach Kevin Dillon type motherfuckers from like fucking Platoon.
Yeah.
Just like, look at the brains they had falling out. Why do we want to save them?
Kevin Dillon from Platoon. I remember thinking Platoon was deep when I was young. I've watched it recently. I don't think it's aged particularly well.
No, it's pretty aggressive.
You know,
it doesn't seem. It just seems like a outlandish experience of like here's one aspect of the war, but it's the whole war for my movie.
I mean,
Like
Platoon versus.
they make it seem like every soldier was fucking sucking back on Marlboro Reds and fucking had a Playboy under their arm and was like, you know, had all these funny racial names for the black friends. Like, war was probably kind of boring.
You know, well,
They were probably reading DC comics.
you know,
A lot of people probably kept to themselves.
you know, but you know, it's funny. I asked one of my stepfathers when he fought in the Second World War. I said, well, what was it like? Because he did the island hopping, like the island war. I was like, did you ever have any time to really like chill out and lay, you know, kick back? He's like, no. There was no chill time. We were invading island after. I mean, we talk about the major islands. It was like hundreds of islands that were invaded. You know, they just basically went in and just, you know, and muscled them out. You know, which is God. What a fucking time to be alive.
My favorite part about running
What a
everything
time to be alive.
is I don't have to turn to look at you.
It's I don't want to even see your face. You disgust me.
I see your face twice, Crocious. I see it in the preview screen and the roll screen. So
Good to
I
see
see
you,
you.
Keith.
What's going
Good
on,
to see
buddy?
It's going well, man. But
Yeah.
he had to go to Stroger. That was crazy. I'm sure. I also had to go to there was Cook County Hospital. There were 6 other satellite smaller facilities.
Here's a glimpse of him being foreign real quick.
It's nice to meet you, Akeem.
I have recently been placed in charge of garbage.
That's good to know.
That's another thing that, like, I am in charge of receptacle repair.
Well, after we get back to my sanitation duties, maybe we'll have a chance to
You know, it's
get
interesting
involved
because one of the things I liked about him when he first
That's
started
a-
doing stand-up is he had that capacity to sort of be, even though he was so cocky, he could still be kind of vulnerable at certain moments. He was still trying to be kind of vulnerable at
yeah.
that moment, but you know something? He had gotten too big. The authenticity of it kind of was lost.
He would always talk about his fucking stepdad and about how his parents were murdered before his eyes and shit.
I mean,
And then he dropped some Fs on you.
well, he was
Some FGs.
I think
some hard FGs.
I think he grew up in like lower middle class. He wasn't truly dirt poor,
Right.
But he was, they were scuffling.
Well,
They were scuffling.
from what I gather, the guy that took over after his dad was murdered was like a good guy. Like he was drunk and I think might have smacked him around a little bit, but
Yeah.
I think he had like a good job and provided for the Murphys.
Well, yeah, I think isn't that who Eddie Murphy kind of refers to as his real father? Like,
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
his.
yeah.
And whenever he
Like
tells
taught
the
him
stories about
boxing
that,
and
whatever
shit,
he calls
too.
him, something Bill, Bernard Bill, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep.
Was like his stepdad
Yeah.
or whatever. Quick stuff I go over some. So I guess the legend is Eddie Murphy was the fucking worst on this movie.
Yeah, look at Louis Anderson getting a fucking check.
Yeah, dude. He
Samuel
looks like
Jackson's
He
in
looks
this?
like the character from Life, the cartoon Life from Louis in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, my dad. I'm gonna repress my homosexuality.
yeah. I think he might even wrestle a bit with
I
pedophilia.
cuddle with my openers.
You know, yeah.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. They do it voluntarily.
Look at that look. He's like a slick dude, like trying to look like a slick dude in the late '80s, and he's obviously trying to set her up. And he gets up. I like this. She's got a bit of her own backbone. You know, they do some character development with her. She's not just a complete floozy.
No,
you know,
she's
she
good.
stands up for herself. Because obviously, you know, John Amos is trying to set her up.
Well,
He
and
thinks
yeah.
he's a solid guy.
And
you
they
know?
clearly set up that she only likes him because the dad. Of just like, yeah. But that's still kind of the time where if this was in 2000, the plot would be how she hates the dad for trying to make her marry.
Well, I mean, I think that actually comes up in this. It comes up in this. You know?
But it's
in
not
a somewhat organic
It's one
fashion.
little blow off. That Garfield on the wall is like a symbol. That thing was hot when I was a kid.
Oh, that's man, yeah. I'm looking down right there. Could you hear it in my voice? Right,
My mom had a Garfield.
Because
in her.
I mean, as you know, you go up a notch a lot. There's some times, Keith, though, you go down a notch. When I heard that, you went down.
I didn't say I liked it. I just said it was there. My mom had
Dude, I'm
one
just giving you
in
shit,
our
man. I'm just giving you
Oldsmobile.
shit. Oh man, yeah, that'd be a classic place for it.
Yeah, dude, the dashboard in the Oldsmobile was kind of like this setup. It was set in deep.
Yes.
And then the screen was back. And I remember being blown away that it had a digital speedometer, that you'd see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would be like, holy fuck, how does it know?
Yeah, that still blows me away. That's still cutting edge technology to my mind.
Dude, that's when I knew I was stupid. When I was a sophomore in high school, we had this engineer come and he explained to us how traffic lights work. And he set it up where he had the traffic patterns, and then he basically wanted us to problem solve and have him suggest that, like, what does this look like to you? Like, and someone in the class guessed it, and the teacher made it, the student that guessed it right and the teacher connected so deep, and I just didn't get it because he was just like, look at the logic here. I'm so impressed. Look at how we got this. And I'm just like, I don't see what you're doing. Like, you're doing the work before me on the board, and I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Wow.
I think I'm a stupid kid.
What grade was that?
Sophomore, 10th grade.
Oh, okay. And for what class again?
It was for English class, but this engineer came to just talk, and and here's how he knew he was underestimating the fucking class he was in. He was asking people what they wanted to do after high school, and I was like, oh, I want to go to college, and he was like, where? And I go, oh, Columbia, but I meant Columbia College.
Yeah.
In Chicago, which is like the radio broadcasting school.
Exactly.
And he thought I meant Columbia
the
University.
Yeah, exactly.
And he just goes, oh, that's a great school. And I remember that hyped me up for like 30 minutes. And then I remember being like, oh, he thinks I meant like the smart Columbia.
Yeah. This is a funny scene, this dialogue here. He's talking about Monday Night Football. He's trying to bond with him.
Oh, yeah.
Kid, say it one time, yeah.
I'm just going to tell you this one time.
Yes, sir.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
Because he's so foreign that he seems intoxicated.
Well, his analysis of the football game and how he described it was so awkward, and so analytical that it was like he just dismissed him. He must be on drugs.
Are we coming up on the robbery?
It's coming up in the next probably 15 minutes. That's where he that's where he gets like her respect by doing a physical thing. Like, she sort of notices him a little bit more,
And he stays janitor.
Because it's Samuel L. Jackson. It's when Samuel L. Jackson was playing Crackheads.
And he maintains his job. He does it with the mop. He maintains janitorial stance the whole time. He doesn't break away. He does it with the mop. She's bopping around. She's sitting on dong the whole movie. Every dude that walks in.
Yeah,
that's another trope I feel like is the horned up best
younger
friend.
sister. Well, as your younger sister.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or best friend, yeah. It could be like I never saw House Party. I never saw one House Party. That must have been a thing on a House Party.
Oh, dude, House Party was on before this started. I was confused because the movie had 3 minutes left, and they were having this big emotional scene where I was like, how is there only 3 minutes left in this movie?
Yeah.
There's obviously more left. So to go where I'm going to run through some fucking Coming to America trivia. That's where we're at in the future, is that there's Coming to America trivia facts.
Absolutely.
Apparently he was an asshole on the set of this movie.
He'd become huge.
Let me get some quotes here.
Yeah.
The two men were pleased to work on another comedy. However,
Who are the two men? Oh,
Landis and Eddie Murphy.
Sure.
Because they did Trading Places in '83. I didn't realize this was so much later after Trading Places.
6 years later, absolutely.
Landis expressed his disbelief on how much Eddie Murphy had changed over the 5 years since their last collaboration. The guy on Trading Places was young and full of energy. I just imagine John Landis's fucking weird fucking enthusiasm behind that. And curious and funny and fresh and so black. The guy on Coming to America was the pig of the world.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a 180.
Yeah.
That's a, yeah.
In fact, their conflict on Coming to America was so severe that the two stopped talking for several years. It was not until Beverly Hills Cop 3 that they worked together again.
Wow. So, yeah, he did direct 5 years later.
I bet you he called so many people the F during this shoot.
Who?
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
He loved the F.
You know.
The FGT. Hard FGTs.
Yeah. Yeah, probably, you know. Yeah, it was, but at the same time, I think at this point in his career.
They're doing this is where we're at in general. We're doing a podcast where we're giving trivia. The actual movie's giving trivia.
Yep.
We should just nuke America.
Well, you know, it still may happen.
Yeah.
So, God.
We've run through the course of everything. I love this podcast, but, you know, everything that we talk about, it's been talked about before.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not new territory.
No, that's where we're trying to get to. I feel like every podcast in the world, the course of every episode is just trying to come up with 30 seconds of something that hasn't been talked about or done before. I think us watching The Addams Family and Paul Lynde Halloween specials
was pretty unique.
Uncharted fucking territory.
Yeah, absolutely it was.
For
absolutely.
podcasting.
You know, because I find that interesting. That's kind of a nerd I am. Because, again, those shows were my initial entree into television. I mean, the 70s sensibility of what was going on in the country and the culturally, it's an interesting time. It was ripe for right-wing takeover, you know, kind of like now, you know.
Well, because the hippies had run amok, Crow.
Well, yeah, that was certainly the
hips.
You know, well, the right-wing playbook was being figured out. They hadn't quite mastered it yet, but they figured it out with
So we
Reagan.
talk about politics during the
Yeah.
commercials.
Yeah, stuff like
Did
that.
you see Reagan bleed his hair this week? Or Rudy.
Oh, you mean Mussolini?
Rudy
Well, yeah,
Reagan.
I know Mussolini went up there and gave a speech.
Rude dog.
That's what happens when they exhume you.
You know what, man?
Assuming he has a grave, which he doesn't.
Anyone who has a lisp is not
He's
going to be a Mussolini.
I mean, it is. Doesn't he look like him
Who's
in a
Finnish?
weird way? Like don't Mussolini and Giuliani look at their head like it's got that weird bullet head look? It's like this the Italian fascist.
yeah, but Mussolini got hung by his toes. We should just drag Rudy out in a headlock and just be like, "Yeah, fucking knucklehead." Give him a noogie.
Yeah, I mean,
You'll have his dye all over your fist.
it's amazing that he's willing to just be his mouthpiece, because obviously, I mean, and now the narrative, and it's the truth. He's basically dragging his feet to be a dick. He just wants to be a dick.
Rudy might have ended up on that Epstein Island at some point, and probably has.
I'm sure he fucking knew a lot.
little bit of something. Old Donnie's probably got a little something on Rudy. God, because that's not a natural sweat. I mean, a lot of people pointed this out. Everyone else on stage looked quite comfortable.
Giuliani was like a lunatic.
He
right?
knows it's because he knows he's ruining his fucking career by spewing this bullshit.
He's going down in flames. It's pretty
Hard.
amazing.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
This is the best
Good.
ever. They were talking about how I was hearing people being like, Trump's going to win the election. It's going to be 75 days of the Democrats annoying people with litigation and trying to reverse it. And it's the exact opposite. And I find it fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Trump's going to try and overthrow the government, and it's going to be great. We're going to get to watch him be let out like an incel that's been fired from a call center. He's going to have his little box of stuff, have his beautiful gold stuff.
Yeah. No, I think. Because I guess now that they think he knows he's lost, obviously.
Oh yeah, and they're
He's
shooting
being
down
shot
his
down. Legal
left
challenges
and right.
are being all shot down because they're all frivolous. They're bogus. They don't mean anything. But he can create that narrative of the stolen election, which is comparable to the stab in the back narrative that Hitler did in Germany, that resonated with a certain amount of people. So it's going to keep his base. So am I comparing Adolf Hitler to Donald Trump? Yes, I am, and it's been done before.
Philosophically, I think they're really in line with each other. I just don't think Trump has the execution that Hitler had.
Literally does not have. Yeah, does not. Yeah, that's what I find terrifying.
It's jail. You got to go to jail to learn the nuts and bolts of just scum. Because jail, I've always heard, is where Hitler really became Hitler.
When he was put in prison, the First World War definitely changed his entire life.
He got
the First World War was a major,
and
thing,
that he got
obviously.
pretty indoctrinated while going through the system.
Well, no, I mean he got a prison term, which he was basically facing the death penalty.
That's when he wrote Mein Kampf, right?
Yes, and he got a 5-year sentence, but he only served 9 months, and it was if you see his prison cell, it looked like a decent dormitory. He had like cooking stuff, and Rudolf Hess was his secretary and like taking his notes for his manifesto and stuff.
Well, we're here on the Gavin McGinnis show, just talking.
But yeah, it is. But it is this false narrative. Your girlfriend called it out last week, and she was absolutely right. Lisa was absolutely right. Just make your cabinet appointees just behave presidential.
Well,
that's
like
what
I was
Biden
saying,
should do.
He's
Just
the
keep doing
president.
that. Yeah.
Essentially, Joe Biden's the president of the United States. He has to go out of his way. He's already talked to world leaders.
Yeah.
His cabinet's already in. He's laid out a comprehensive, at least, idea of how he wants to tackle the COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
He calls it COVID. That's a step in the right direction.
Doesn't call it Kung Flu.
Kung Flu's hilarious, though.
I mean,
Chop Fluey, that's a good one.
Wow. It's just...
There was some fun stuff out there.
I mean...
I don't... But, it's not even a detriment. I think that's fun.
He is...
But yeah, it sounds bad. Trump ruins fun stuff like Kung Flu.
Well...
Everything's bad coming out of his voice. He ruins jokes. If Barack Obama said Kung Flu... he would have gotten a standing ovation.
Yeah. Well, Trump, I think the family has no capacity to kind of laugh at themselves. Like they literally have no capacity to be even somewhat self-deprecating. The entire Trump family.
Can you imagine the jokes that they think are jokes?
Oh, I know. Yeah. I'm sure
it's probably just them calling each other FGT like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
calling Barron a tard.
My son Barron, I don't know about him. He might have sugar in his shoes. No, that would be what a black person says.
That's hilarious.
No, that's what I got a friend in South Jersey.
It's my son Barron. He's a waterhead.
He's
like
he likes those K-Pack. I guess he likes. Was it K-Pack? What's the South Korean group? Is it what they call? I mean, I guess he's really into them.
Did you grow this kid on Easter Island, for Christ's sake?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. They go to a basketball game.
Yeah,
together.
and he yells in the face. They go to a St. John's game. This is St. John's post Isaiah, right?
Well, Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas played for Indiana.
Didn't he go? Wasn't he from this area?
No. Isaiah Thomas from Chicago.
Did they play St. John's? Was St. John's good in that era?
St. John's had like Walter Berry, Bill Winnington.
Yeah.
Bill Winnington was Chris Mullen was on St. John's. They were a very good team.
The under the coat hand job.
Yep.
That is an 80s leather coat too. High popped collar. So cover up the balls.
Yeah. What's he saying?
Are you able?
He probably wants a handy too. He's taking off his
I think
coat.
he's being kind of a dick too. He's revealing his arrogance
because he's weird and foreign. He's just like, oh, Hakeem, how's it growing up in the jungle?
But
how's it growing up in the jungle?
He's getting
Hakeem?
the wrong attention.
No, we play football. I believe you call it soccer.
Oh yeah, right. Soccer. Well, that's a real cute sport. Especially the way y'all bounce that ball off your heads. Personally, I don't like any sport where you don't use your hands.
Maybe actually,
there you go, a little hand job joke.
Heading the ball gives you chronic traumatic encephalopathy. It's actually very tough.
Yeah,
to hit the ball off your head.
They've
banned it in youth soccer. You're not allowed to do it until you're until you're 12 years old. You can't do headers. You just chest it.
So your brain is like they want to be more developed.
Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah. They should do it past 12. It shouldn't be until pros. Until you get until you're out of high school. You shouldn't be whacking that a header. Some people load up, dude, and you fucking hit it like you're coming out like you're shooting a fucking gun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're fucking bullets.
Oh, yeah, this is when he's recognized as being the prince.
Yeah. So here's another interesting thing. There's a reoccurring "See you next Wednesday" message. Yeah. If you're fans of Landis's past projects, then you know how he loves dropping one particular Easter egg in each of his films. The phrase "See you next Wednesday" is either spoken or seen in the background of films. It originates from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Every fucking director... And I love 2001.
Yeah.
I love drugs. I love space.
Yeah.
I love sci-fi.
Yeah.
How you complain that my generation is with comic book movies, your generation strokes your cock so hard over 2001: A Space Odyssey.
No, that was older than me, buddy. I'm not that old. That came out in 1968. I wasn't even born yet.
But I'm sure
Although
your
it's a
parents,
good movie.
It is good.
Yeah.
But I'm sure your parents were this movie.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I think it's aged relatively well.
The plot's great. The graphics are laughable.
There's a lot of models in it, but I think some of the space, like the computer fixing stuff, and I think that looks pretty good. I think there's a futuristic thing going on there.
The plot is what saved it from being Carl Sagan's Cosmos for me. Carl Sagan's Cosmos is one of the most disappointing experiences. They were hyping this thing up. It was the first time it had aired on television since the original one when I was a kid. They were hyping you up all week. Carl Sagan's The Cosmos. You're going to take a fucking journey through space.
Yeah, I remember him being a name in the
opening
80s.
Episode, it's just a picture of water, of like waterfalls. And I'm just like, I'm out, dude. If you tell me that we're taking a journey through the galaxy and your first 10 minutes is just shit that's on Earth, I'm done.
Start in a quasar somewhere.
I'm out, dude. I've seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You got to know what the fuck is happening.
I think this is where Samuel L. Jackson comes in and tries to
rob the
knock
place.
and I think he uses the
Eddie
stick.
Murphy literally mops up
because he's trained in it.
Literally.
And also the guy. Oh yeah, here it is. Yep, here it is.
Yeah, wasn't this? This is. Oh yeah, well here he yells.
Gotta watch this. Yeah. Let's watch it.
Get the money out. Stay cool. Nobody gets hurt.
Listen to Samuel L. Jackson.
All of it.
He's wearing the hat made famous by people that sell incense on the street.
Wasting my time now. Come on.
Look at him all cool like James Bond.
Yeah. He's measuring him up.
That's another Murphy run amok. Is I am not going to be afraid during this. He wrote this just to show his fucking toughness.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a well-rounded man.
I grew up in the jungle. I know how to remove sticks.
And they had some foreshadowing early in it. Him and Arsenio doing stick battles. They're both very proficient with it.
He is just
and they're on the same page. They both have their African ways of fighting in the bush.
I'm telling you right now, off the bat, not doing an African accent throughout the course of this is so hard for me. Because you just want to do an impression of Eddie Murphy being Akeem, but you can't. Because that kind of thing will get you algorithmed. And you'll get fucking shadow banned.
He's a hero. That shit never happens.
No.
If you try and play hero, you're the first one shot.
People would start taking you down. They would be like, they would think you're in on it. No one assumes like, oh, this person's saving the day. They're just like, oh no, there's 3 of them.
Yeah. So he invites them over to their house.
Yeah, to park cars. To park cars, guys.
Say, leave Sunday night open.
The weather was just not an option for this shoot.
They were going to film
that
it.
That is Mother Nature.
Yeah, absolutely. They're filming in it,
Like, we got to fucking do this.
Yeah, this has got to be a set somewhere
that looks like
in Burbank.
Oakbrook, yeah.
This is like, that's one of those, movies we're talking, Hallmark.
That's a townhouse. That's like, some moving on up Jefferson's shit.
Oh, those jackets.
That's Westchester County right there. They're in New Rochelle.
Yeah.
So did you watch the NBA draft at all?
I did not, actually.
I always love when they're like, this is going to be the worst thing ever. Like, going into it, they were like, this is categorically going to be one of the worst drafts in recent memory.
Yeah.
There's no fucking stars.
Yeah.
And then it just made me think of like, have there been any weird... The NBA draft has been pretty unscathed as far as like controversy or any sort of weird things happening, except for Lem Bias dying day of. That's the only like draft. Or like the weirdest thing you look up is like how people react to lottery picks. You have fat people jiggling because they're excited. The Jerry Krause, when he got the #1 overall pick to get Elton Brand, his little fucking saggy fat eye sacs are jiggling.
I'm going to prove Michael Jordan wrong. I'm going to prove that I was the brains behind the operation. No,
he drafted
the greatest basketball
He drafted
player ever.
7 power forwards like 4 years in a row. Marcus Pfizer.
Oh, what a bust he was. Yeah.
And then he had guys that ended up being good later. Fucking
Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler was on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, but he was so young. These guys, I mean, they're 19 years old. You're maturing. And
the NBA draft is 2 rounds too.
Yeah.
These kids got...
I remember when it used to be 10. Used to
No
have 10
shit. The
rounds.
NBA draft was 10 rounds.
Tony Gwynn was a 10th round pick of the
well,
San
no,
Diego
that's
Clippers.
MLB. Oh,
No, the San Diego Clippers
What,
in 1980
they used to be
or 81.
that's the Rockets, right?
Yeah, well, no, they were the Buffalo Braves. They were the Buffalo Braves. Bob McAdoo won the Rookie of the Year in 1975, and they moved to San Diego to become the San Diego Clippers, and then moved to LA, which was a smart move.
Old basket NBA names and like NBL names are the best because it's like the Syracuse Sentinels.
Oh yeah,
and shit like that.
I think it was the Syracuse Nationals. The Philadelphia Warriors became the Golden State Warriors, but they were originally the San Francisco
Kalamazoo
Warriors.
Zephyrs. Just like weird shit like that.
Yeah, the Fort Wayne Pistons became the Detroit Pistons.
The wallet pockets.
I like it when it was like your name was sort of tied to your economic, like the Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears. That's all stock market related. That's the reason why they were named that.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, man. A bull market and a bear market. That's why they were named that.
I just figured it was because it was at a time where they had untaken animals, where they're just hey, no one's got a bear. How has no one been a bear at this point? It's 1921.
Yeah.
No one's been a bear. Yeah. We've been playing this game for 15 years.
Well, I don't think there was any copywriting going on. If there were probably 100 bears, it just happened to be the Chicago Bears. So
dude, they're lucky they got fucking Don Amici while he was alive to be in this fucking movie.
Yeah,
you're really rolling.
Right.
You're really rolling the dice, going from 83 to 89.
Yeah,
that's something you put them in because you're just like, well, they're alive.
Yeah, they're the homeless guys. That's a great. I mean, I remember when that was like a real moment in the movie when that happened. Like, holy shit, what a funny.
Dude, that's another moment because I don't know if Murphy wrote Trading Places. He just That's before they let him have the reins, and that's the big cringe moment of that movie where an N-word run Duke, and that's when Eddie Murphy realizes they're pieces of shit.
In what?
In Trading Places, when one of the fucking
I think
it's
exactly.
Ralph Bellamy that drops a hard N.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bet is for $1. It's just them like for kicks. They're just being old assholes. Landis used to have some class elements in his movies, which I always kind of liked. He used to have a little bit of that. He also did the Thriller video. That's how big John Landis was. He was huge.
Oh, dude.
When he did Animal House, it was like, it was, that was massive. And then Blues Brothers.
Here's another aspect
comedic hits
of Murphy Run Amuck. So before starring in Coming to America, Eddie Murphy found great success with other comedic roles, blah, blah, blah. For Coming to America, Murphy reused one of the lines from Beverly Hills Cop for a scene with his royal parents. While seated at the table for breakfast, his father, King Jaffe Joffer, an only Murphy creation. That's something that a American black guy thinks is the name of a king, Jaffe Joffer. Commented on how he was surprised. That's Jaffe Joffer is something your grandpa calls your black friend. Your old Jaffe Joffer friend's coming over.
Yeah, the guy from Zamunda, whatever.
Yeah,
this completely fake
country.
That
kid from Zamunda over there. While seated at his father, King Jaffe Joffer, commented on how he was surprised that his son had grown a mustache. Sound familiar? A similar line was spoken in Beverly Hills Cop by Jenny Summers when she saw Axel at the art gallery. Fucking laugh.
That was I remember that. That was like a big thing in the
There's
90s.
No
if
way
you were a hip comic, you ripped Eddie Murphy.
Also,
for his
I'm
laugh.
gonna break ground here right now. That's not his real laugh, guys. He probably laughs just like that's funny. He probably just says it. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He's there parking cars.
We have to be very aggressive.
I'm all for that. Especially with women.
I like
Especially
to
with women.
fucking rape women.
Especially with women.
You don't let
his voice there.
I like to assault women. Do you like women?
He was. He was big in ER. This guy was in ER for
this
years.
Guy, the 80s.
He did well.
The 80s was just 10 years of people being like, "You look just like Lionel Richie."
Yeah, he was.
This was the first multiple character Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
So this is the first time again Eddie Murphy run amok. He'd probably been begging the whole time, "Can I play every character?" And they're like, "No, you're a psychopath. Can't play every fucking character."
Well, this is when he was getting his power with that. But then he did the same thing. What was it, Nutty Professor or the?
Yeah.
That was
and then Bowfinger. He plays a lot of characters.
Interesting.
Norbit.
Interesting.
Now we're getting into the good stuff. Norbit
I give him
2.
credit for that. You know, he's like a Peter Sellers, you know, a little bit like that. You know, he has some range in that sense. You know, I can't make one thing funny.
You know what's funny about Peter Sellers is
used to be really funny. Remember
Peter Sellers, that's the true mark of being funny.
So that's a funny moment.
What?
When the Jerry curl stain is on the
it's on the chair.
Yeah.
Peter Sellers is funny because that almost transcended prosthetics. Like he was just like acousticing characters.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, maybe putting a different pair of glasses on.
Well, no,
he
was a cop. It was just Peter Sellers in a cop uniform, and then he'd play a priest, and it was just Peter Sellers as a priest. Like there was no makeup, there was no effort to make him look like a different person. Even Dr. Strangelove, it's clearly Peter Sellers.
When he plays the Nazi in the wheelchair, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny, man. That's a pretty funny character.
Oh no, it's great. It's a great, but I'm saying like that's when you know it's like
you see, this
Eddie Murphy's great,
but
he had the benefit of actual prosthetics, like looking like a foreign. If this was Peter Sellers, it would just be Peter Sellers. Yeah, I'm a fat guy with pillows in his coat or something like that.
Yeah, Sellers is deemed, I mean, very much a comedic actor of like the 50s and 60s.
I'll tell you one thing right now.
In the 70s a little bit too.
As a kid, I tried watching those fucking Pink Panther movies.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, I loved them when I was like 7.
Not good.
You know.
To this day, don't know what they're about. Are they spoofs? Are they real movies? Why are they called Pink Panther? It's like they just have it at the beginning.
A dim-witted inspector. That's when I remember when I first got introduced to him.
Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with is that have anything to do with the cartoon?
I maybe.
Do you know about the Pink Panther cartoon?
Of course. I remember I used to watch it as a kid. That's why I wanted to see the movie.
So did it confuse you as a kid when
a
these
little bit.
movies
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out?
Because
when
I was
you're
like, where's the Pink Panther at?
Where is it at?
I'm 7 years old. I want to see this Pink Panther.
Yeah, you're a warm-blooded American.
I don't even remember my childhood anymore. I lost those.
Give me a specific, like, what was your favorite meal as a kid?
As a kid?
Meatloaf and potatoes? Like
no. Mac and cheese and hot dogs.
Look at that, you white trash son of a bitch.
I liked mac and cheese and hot dogs.
You guys were not good enough to live in government DC.
Well, that's when I was like 7. But I mean, my mom improved the meals, you know. We got a little more money, you know, it sort of changed.
Put a little shake and bake.
We worked our way up, you know, and ate a lot of salads. I eat salad to this day.
You guys drank a lot of probably a lot of Ocean Spray cranberry juice going around the house.
To be honest with you, my mom never had sweets, never had drinks like that.
Oh,
if we had a drink, we had orange juice. You had milk. You had water. I drank. That's why I drink water. You know.
Here's a fact water. I like.
It quenches your thirst.
Coming to America fact I loved. James Earl Jones and the mom in this.
Yeah.
They reprise roles. They're the voice of the lions in The Lion King. I knew James Earl Jones was Mustafa.
Yeah.
But the mom lion is also the mom from this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never saw The Lion King. I was 28 years old. I think. When did it come out? What year?
94.
Oh, I was 25. Yeah, I never would have
just started in the business of show.
I did. And look where it's taken me.
At that time,
bedroom, Keith, yeah.
Would you have been caught dead going to see The Lion King?
I never would have seen it. Yeah, I mean, and not that I was. It's not geared towards me. My mind was not. I didn't have a TV for several years in my 20s. I was just going out, man. I was establishing my career. I just being in a city. You got to understand. Coming into a city was like coming into a toy store for me or something as a kid. There was all these things to do. I loved that about living in a big city. You know, when I first moved to Chicago, it was very much like just the energy of the city.
That's one thing I regret because I grew up in the area. Yeah. So I went to the city enough as a kid to where I kind of knew the stuff. You know, there's the taste of Chicago. There's Lollapalooza. Yeah. Like you kind of know the big things.
Yeah.
And when I moved to Chicago from the suburbs to like keep doing stand-up, I didn't really experience the city. Like I kind of just lived in my apartment, went and did stand-up, and then went home and then went and did stand-up. And then when I left for LA, I was kind of like, oh man, I never really do anything when I lived out here.
Yeah.
Like everyone talks about like Todd, he'd go to Richard's at 4 a.m. and like he'd be all drunk and annoying. But part of me was like, no, I probably should have went and, you know, just dealt with him being annoying. And because he did a lot of cool shit. Like he'd be all drunk. Like, oh, we sat on that bridge that's always pulled up on the Chicago. Like, oh, it was all. And, you know, I would be like, well, I'm glad I'm not dead. You could have died. But now looking back on it, I'm like, I should have done more. So when I moved to LA, I remember specifically being like, I'm going to do shit out here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've lived in every part of the city.
Yeah.
I've lived in Culver City.
Yeah.
I've lived in the Hollywood-ish area,
Yeah.
like Hancock Park.
Yep.
I've lived by the La Brea Tar Pits.
Yep.
Now
That's where
I
you're
live
now.
downtown.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've lived in Studio City, so I've lived
Wow.
over the hill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like in 2 years, I've experienced all of the city.
Yeah.
To where the 8 years in Chicago, I stayed in that little west, north. You know, I go to the south side sometimes to do
Yeah.
mics.
Yeah. No, I remember when I first moved to Chicago, because I came from Madison, and I had lived in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I just...
You were
and I-
probably so pumped, dude.
Oh, I was ecstatic about it. I mean, even though I had zero money. Do you know how much money I had the summer of 1992? There was
$27.
$29.
Nice. I nailed it.
I had $29, and I didn't have a job yet.
Your
And
mom bought you a
I mean,
Mickey's Big Mouth for
I
the
remember
road.
I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, you got to give me some money. I need like $500. Nope, you're on your own now, Adam. Listen, I'm a pretty good kid. You know, I'm not a fuck up. You know, I'm going to put the money
Can
to
I
good
get
use.
$12,
I mean,
Dad?
Jesus.
That was
You
back
can
when
get-
asking for a 10 was like, whoa.
You know, no, I asked,
A
I
10.
needed some cash because it was like I had to pay my rent and crap. And I finally got a job selling furniture at the Great Ace. I was still dating Amanda Ripp, living in her
Oh, we
brother's.
brought her up. What's she doing now?
She is an attorney in Chicago. He's married.
Man, you
He's got two
missed
kids.
out.
No.
Are they gross? Is she gross?
You know, it's funny. I actually saw her on the street I've seen her periodically. It's bizarre.
And you were like, I've aged better.
But yeah, I remember I saw her one. I saw from behind. I was like, who's this one? I was like, ooh, she doesn't look that good. I honestly thought that in my mind. Isn't that kind of rough?
Well, you
know?
should have said it out loud to her face.
No, I'm not gonna.
You broke my heart, you ugly bitch.
No. And then I stood next to her and I was like, that's her. And I didn't even acknowledge her. I didn't. And it was just the two of us at a street corner.
You should have.
I easily could have said, hey, what's up?
You should have walked up to her and went, weren't you Amanda Ripp?
No, I just, I didn't say a word. It was interesting. That's when I was dating Candace. I was like, yeah, man, I got a better woman than you. You know, thinking some weird, dark thought. It's like, you know, whatever. I was a kid. She was a kid. You know, I'm not marriage material in a lot of women's eyes, you know? So.
Yeah, well, a lot of guys' eyes. I wouldn't marry you.
So anyway, it's.
So check this out, too.
yeah.
So Zamunda is a play on Bob Zamuda, the annoying comedian.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Paula Abdul was the choreographer. It's because she did a Janet Jackson video. That's why she got this role, because she had choreographed a Janet Jackson video.
Isn't that
Dude,
interesting?
that's that Jackson power, dude.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean,
That Illuminati sheen.
Well, he was. I mean, at that point in the '80s, my God, he was a Titanic star, as big of a star as I in my entire life. I mean, Michael Jackson. He was
a Titanic star when I was a kid. I had penny loafers with pennies in them.
Yeah.
I loved Michael Jackson as a kid.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's not amazing because when he became a molester, you got to deal with that as a kid.
Yeah, when I was, what was your reaction to that? Because you were older and more mature,
well,
right?
the first one I was a
you
kid.
were. Yeah.
And I remember when he was innocent, I was just like, well, yeah, he's innocent. Like that's
because he's Michael Jackson.
When he went to court for it, like a goddamn court said he was fucking.
Yeah.
He didn't do it. So I was at that point. I was fun. He's in, dude. Dangerous is good again.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just an album name. It's not real.
Yeah. But
then the second one hit, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, because
I don't think I can stand with this. And then he was releasing, but that's when he started being crazy, when he was really white and he was releasing doves at the court hearing. He was on the fentanyl hard.
Yeah, he was. If there's ever a truly good biopic, if they can get a good writer together with a decent director,
there has.
But I mean,
it was the VH1 TV movie, The Jacksons,
in 1992.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah,
it's a great fucking thing.
Was,
Hi, Mr. Rat. When he becomes friends with the little household rat, and that's the song Ben is based on. I love little bullshit stuff that they throw in bio. That never happened.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson did not befriend a rat,
Yeah.
and that is the basis of Ben. No.
Yeah.
His
I
dad,
had jeans like that.
His dad beat him acid wash, like fucking black lay jeans.
You see, like he made the place all hip. That was like late 80s hip.
Oh yeah, neon lights. It looks like a goddamn fucking gas station in there.
You got a hot tub in your place.
Yeah. Where's the corpse? There was a dead body here.
What have you done? You told me to fix up the place.
Look at that hot tub. Man.
Look at that
Check
TV,
those-
dude. They got. I have every Betamax out currently. Was this still Betamax time? When did Betamax stop?
Betamax was more like 83, 84.
Because there was the
VHS.
journey. It was like the space race. It was like how HD, DVD, and Blu-ray existed together.
Yeah.
And then Blu-ray just won. Mostly because I think it was a newer name. Everybody, because HD DVDs were the same thing. And then Blu-ray just took it over. And I think it's because people were more impressed with like, oh, Blu-ray. That sounds more future.
Yeah, exactly. This was VHS had won out by this time for years. Beta, I think, died like.
What was
in
different
80s.
about a Betamax? Do you remember? Like, what
I remember it being bulkier, just kind of a bulkier.
And
feel
wasn't
and
it top
look.
drop? Didn't you put it into the top?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was almost like it was like kind of more reel to reel. Like you had to like do something to get it to work, right?
Yeah. It was.
Let's look it up here.
Yeah, VHS was, I think, a little more. It was more compact. I remember, which is funny when you think about it, because VHS are so bulky.
It's still.
But
oh yeah, it was like one reel instead of two.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the thing about Betamax is you had to hook the tape onto like the reel.
The head.
Yeah.
The
head. Ooh, getting exy. Crow's getting exy. Up to 5 hours of fucking magic
on
from
Beta?
1977. You could record Yo MTV Raps.
No, I wasn't around then. That was before that time.
What was the big MTV? Remote Control. You could record remote control.
That was probably in 87 when that happened, so probably not that either. Here we go. Here's the Seymour Mortimer, and here's they are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, can you imagine? I mean,
we're gonna.
I guess Murphy does this did this in real life.
He just gives old.
He'd give people money.
He gives old white men a ton of money.
Or he'd give like a homeless person $1,000 or something. $5,000. I think he'd actually do that.
Ooh, here we go.
Because he was having a hard time, I guess, dealing with the success of it all. It was not an easy thing. Mortimer.
So Coming to America bombed, I guess.
No, it didn't totally bomb, but it was not. That's what I was going to say. It's funny how you look at his kind of his height. To me, it was the beginning of the downfall.
Really?
Yeah.
Like even at the time seeing this, were you just kind of like, this is stretching it?
There are some funny moments. The last third of this movie, I think the dialogue's kind of shitty.
Well, yeah. It's just take me to my son.
Yeah.
Just him screaming.
Though
quite pop, didn't fare very well. Paramount decided it's best to cancel all of their press screenings for the film ahead of its release so as not to influence audience decisions on whether to pay to see the film on opening weekend.
Wow.
Not only was the movie faced with low expectations on its performance, but a lawsuit as well.
Yeah,
Buchwald versus
Art Buchwald.
Yeah, claimed that the picture had stolen his script idea for the movie from his 1982 treatment. The treatment called "It's a Cruel, Cruel World." It's a play. It's a take on Henry VIII. I hate when people do that shit.
They try to ground their Coming to America story in in Shakespeare.
Or I wrote Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but when I did it, it was a take on fucking Murphy's Law. It was just like they stop being all ethereal.
Murphy was offered Roger Rabbit. He was offered Roger Rabbit.
No shit.
But turned it down because, and I mean, I think he looked back on that as being kind of a career regret.
Oh, he won the lawsuit and got damages.
Who did Buchwald?
Buchwald.
Wow. Because who did Murphy write this or did Landis write this?
It says story by Eddie Murphy, and then Bernstein, someone named Bernstein.
He probably had a co-writer with them. Maybe.
Yeah. No. Here's what we could do in the second half. There was an unsold TV pilot of Coming to America where Tommy Davidson plays fucking Akeem, and I have it queued up on YouTube.
Wow.
Going into uncharted territory again.
I know someone who worked with him. No, was it Tommy Davidson or who's the other guy?
To steal a line from Mike David's Red Bar, nobody's doing this.
It was Tommy. I know someone who worked with him, did stand up and said he was. No, I could be confusing him.
Tommy Davidson? Yeah, he did stand up.
Yeah, but
he's whacked out of his mind now.
Said he was nuts.
I think he's dabbled in a little crack. He talks all about how he surfs waves. He talks about comedy real spiritually about how I manipulate the crowd when I'm up there with their energy and we surf the wave and like,
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you do impressions about like you do little kid voices on stage. You're not
see,
like
they're dancing. See,
taking them through a fucking thing.
slowly
So check
warming
this
up.
out. Coming to America went on to become the third highest grossing film of 1988.
Oh, 88?
$128 million domestic. It's $250 million in today's money.
That's good.
Globally, it grossed about $550 million in today's dollars.
Wow.
So due to its popularity, CBS was like, let's make a fucking TV show starring Tommy Davidson as Prince Tarek. And then Paul Bates was in it. And even the fat guy that sings at the beginning, he was in the TV show. The pilot was not picked and quickly forgotten. It's one of those times where they said, like a lot of times they make excuses for pilots of like, financially things weren't there or there were creative differences along the way. They weren't ready to carry a starring vehicle, but the material was good.
Yeah.
This one, they straight up said, this is terrible.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing that you made it. Who names a show Perfectly Good White Boy? No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
No, I'm kidding. But your show will end up on YouTube in 30 years.
And I'll make so much money off of it.
Failing comedians will make fun of it on their fledgling podcast.
We'll see.
A lot of hip hop references. I'm coming up on I love how old this fucking list is. A sequel is rumored to be in the works. That's coming, baby.
Yeah.
Coming to America 2's coming, and I'm kind of willing for it to be really bad.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, come on. The original wasn't. I mean, I don't think the world has been clamoring for that. It's all just a bunch of egos saying, something.
Well, it's Eddie
Let's
Murphy.
have one last hurrah.
Dude, Eddie Murphy walked out of his front door one day, and all of a sudden everybody was tossing him stand-up deals. Like, I feel like he walked out to get his newspaper, and people were like, Eddie Murphy's doing stand-up again.
Yeah. He's singing.
Wow, what a feeling to be loved. Some wish to be a king or a queen.
And he's doing two Murphy Run Amok stones with one bird. He's fucking singing and doing the funny accent.
Yep.
Together.
Yep, he is.
Has he mentioned how big his dick is yet?
No, I haven't heard that.
He's too humble. Hakeem is too humble for that.
It might. Maybe it's just implied.
I don't have to say it. You know.
They just know you're from Africa.
Yeah, that's what that fucking gangster tale represented. So
That's what got
how are
yelled
you?
at.
How are you feeling here? You want to clip on a break here?
Yeah,
or
let's
are
go on
you
a
feeling
break.
good?
But, I was going to ask you, how'd you feel about that Monday Night Football game?
Oh,
that Bear offense,
dude!
Oh my God,
it's embarrassing.
That Bears offense is fucking bad.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I wish there was a context I could put it in.
Oh yeah, he did MTV VMAs. Yeah, and
for like non-sports fans, I wish I could put it into a context. It's like if you love hamburgers, you've grown up eating hamburgers every Sunday, and sometimes they're not that good.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking burger, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna eat it. Yeah.
But sometimes it's great. Sometimes you're like, God damn, this is the best hamburger I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
And then one Sunday, they serve you a pile of shit on bread.
That's what watching the
Chicago Bears is like for me now. Like, this is a hamburger that I used to love the smell of it. I used to love preparing it.
Yeah.
And now it's just shit on bread.
It is.
It's embarrassing.
Their offense is not good.
They're
off because Vikings have
their leading rusher, a single rush in the last 6 games. Their leading rusher, like as far as one gain,
one carry, a carry. You're saying
is it their middle linebacker Mingo had an 11-yard carry on offense. They did some weird fucking flea, and he ran 11 yards. And not one offensive player has gotten more than that in like 6 weeks.
Is Montgomery hurt for them or who?
No, he's just awful.
Yeah.
He avoids holes because he's this power running back. So he'll avoid wide open holes to drive his stupid head. And he'll just find where there's the most people on the field and go, well, I'm a power back, so I need to blast through that fucking... There's a hole right here.
Yeah.
Just go run.
Yeah, man.
And it's just that It's because the team is owned by a 97-year-old lady, and the president is an 80-year-old man. There's not a drop of modern anything in the fucking thing. They still think defense wins championships, which it does not. The Seattle Seahawks have the worst defense in the NFL, and they're a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
You don't need a good defense.
Yeah. Here's what you need. You need a defense that can situationally play well. Who plays well on third down, that's literally it.
That can give
that's
up.
Literally
you'll
it.
give up 20 points a game, but at the end of the day,
and not always stop it on third
you
down.
gotta be able to score 30 plus points a game to win.
Yeah. They.
It's embarrassing.
Well,
they're a blight to modern, and like how people are excited that the NFL is evolving, the Bears are doing the opposite of that.
Because the Vikings aren't really that good, and but they've played well the past 3 weeks,
and
defense
they've
has
been
played better.
exposed. It's not even about them not drafting Patrick Mahomes. The Titans are getting play out of Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Like other teams are doing it. The Bears are atrocious on offense. The Giants, even the fucking Sam
Daniel
Darnold,
Jones,
like they're the statistically the worst teams in the NFL do things better than the Bears.
Yeah, their offense is pretty bad.
It's awful.
That being said, if Akeem Hicks doesn't get hurt, they probably still win the game. They probably still
he's
beat the
done for the
Vikings.
year now. I think.
Yeah, I mean he
tore his fucking labrum off his ass
because
or whatever.
he's great. But you're right. Their defense is getting a little bit long in the tooth too.
Yeah, they're old. They have I think they have the 5th oldest defense in the league. They're not young anymore.
I mean, they ran Cook. He got beat up. Cook had 30 carries.
That's one thing I will give the Bears is they still know how to shut down. They will never let one player beat them.
Yeah,
they're always going to shut down your top star.
But Cousins, I think, had a relatively good game for him.
It's the first time he won on Monday night ever.
So yeah, it just whatever. I don't. The Vikings play the Cowboys tomorrow, and if they win, they're 500. So whatever. I mean, it's kind of a mulligan year. I've been saying that it's obviously a goofy year. It's been just an odd year. So, but whatever. I mean, it's something to watch just because something's got to distract me from from what's going on in the world. So. But yeah, I mean, I'm just shocked the Vikings. Since 2000, that was their 5th win at Soldier Field. They are now 5-15. They've won 1/4 of their games in Soldier Field in the last 20 years. They never play well there. And it had all the markings of it. It had that classic Bears bullshit. We're going to have a special teams touchdown and then we're going to win. And people are going to think we're good now. Ooh. Classic. All the things that the Bears do to win. And they got a couple of kind of nonsense turnovers that they can't turn into touchdowns.
Time.
They can't
shit on bread.
Because the Vikings were able to move the ball on them. I thought they were able to move them. I mean, that Jefferson, Jefferson had he's a pretty good football player. That guy Jefferson, I think is decent.
It's like they're not only are they serving you a shit burger, but then they're being like, no, this is how this has been the burger the whole time.
Oh, yeah, it's always been this way.
No. Cade McNown was better. I watched Cade McNown drop 30 points on the fucking Detroit Lions.
Yeah, he had some moments.
I watched the best game he ever had.
He had a good game against the
only
Vikings.
Bear game I ever went to, and Cade McNown won one for the kid.
Good for you, man.
Excited for it.
So he has a special place in your heart. You'll always remember Cade McNown.
Dude, I become any quarterback the Bears draft, I become a fan of. I love Jim Miller. Jim Miller was my guy. I was a big Rex Grossman fan. Hated Kyle Orton. But even
You didn't like Kyle Orton?
Until... You know what's funny is Kyle Orton started growing on me, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude, we can win a Super Bowl with Kyle Orton because the defense was good.
Yeah.
And then we traded for Jay Cutler, and I was just like, fuck Kyle Orton, dude, because I wanted the Bears to trade up for Jay Cutler. I remember when I was like, dude, the Bears need to get this kid because they were like, he's got an arm like Favre. Like that was Jay Cutler's big thing coming out of Vanderbilt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he played for a shitty team, but like, look at this kid throw the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a howitzer. I tell you what, you mentioned a guy last week. We talk about the Bears every once in a while, who they should go after. This guy, Zach Wilson for BYU. I'm telling you, you should actually pay attention to him because I actually think he's a decent quarterback. It's just the way offenses are now. You have to have like this kind of quick, precise passing ability.
Because the BYU, the Lord breeds them out there.
Yeah, that's some weird white athleticism going on.
LDS
out there,
shit out there.
At the same time, Romney recognized Biden. He was the first. I knew it would be Romney.
Scrimmaging with his harem. out there? All right. You want to dip in on this break here?
On that fucking
all right
religious stereotype. That's end on that one. We'll come back for a second half.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, click the subscribe link if you like what you're feeling. We will be back.
103.8 FM Talk Radio.
At Blue Cross Blue Shield, we've been protecting millions of people for over 75 years. It's what gives us the experience and understanding to help you find a plan that fits where you are today and where you'll be tomorrow. Get spring break styles for the entire family. Tees and tanks for just $5 and thousands of other amazing styles all on sale. Run to Old Navy. There are moments that define who we are, what we stand for, and where we're going. Made with pride. Crafted with passion. Jeep Cherokee. Find love again. Right on the Gulf Coast. Beau Rivage. A feeling like no other. To succeed in our ever-changing, busy world, you've got to create your own brilliant website. Wix makes it simple. Create your website today. It's easy and it's free. Every time you raise a Pacifico, let it be a reminder to live life anchors up. Imagine waking up to the enticing aroma of bacon, sausage, fluffy eggs, and a whiff of delectable hash browns. Stop imagining. Get to McDonald's for the deluxe breakfast platter, because nobody has ever woken up to the fresh smell of cereal.
Why do you think I came to America?
Oh, your father told me to sow your royal oats.
Oh, no. I came to America to find my bride. I came to Queens to find you.
So why did you lie to me then? Why didn't you just tell me you were Prince?
Because I wanted you to love me for who I am.
I'm not sure who you are.
I'm the man you fell in love with.
It just wouldn't work out. We're too different.
What do you think?
All right, I'm gonna hello Larry back. All right, we're back for the second half. Excellent. We're coming to the end. This is the big soliloquy moment. She's already run around in the rain. She walked around New York in the rain for a little bit.
Exactly.
You got to have that moment.
Exactly. And now he has to.
Have you ever solemnly walked around in the rain? Like where you've had it. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm gonna get soggy feet because I'm so sad.
That's a good question. I probably did at one point in some sort of weird self-indulgent 20s moment where I thought, oh, but I don't recall.
Or you do it because you know that's what sad people do.
Yeah. You got to do it because it's got to be an authentic thing. It can't be a facade for someone else. Or,
you think John Cusack planned to hold that fucking boombox up and
say anything?
Of that window? I've never seen that movie.
I never have either. And that was a movie of my era.
And I know he made Jerry Maguire, right? That was like his big return.
He's a populist director, that Cameron Crowe.
Yeah.
Almost famous. He did too.
That word's become so taboo because of Trump. Populist. Isn't he a populist?
He'd be a right-wing populist. Yes. Very much so.
But to me, that never made sense because populist makes it sound like you're for the population. You're for the people, bro.
Well, it is for a certain part of the population.
White.
It is for a certain part.
We reserve that right for the fat, the black. And have you ever seen that commercial? It's a commercial about menthol cigarettes, about how menthol cigarettes are racist.
Yeah.
And they have this fucking lobbyist go,
yeah, exactly.
We don't smoke it. We reserve that right for the poor, the black, and the stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes me laugh every time because he's just like the poor, the fat, the black, the gay, the Chinese, everybody but us. But menthol cigarettes are more expensive.
Oh, God. I'm so glad I never
Especially
developed the habit of
hundreds.
smoking cigarettes.
Oh my God. You got that Newport 100 money? You're in a union.
Like if you smoke hundreds, is that actually a little higher style wise?
Well, it's more intense. Especially if you cut that filter, because the filter is what makes it a 100. That's what it's supposed to be, not a light, but the filter's longer. So
yeah.
It's supposed to be filtering them. So you cut that filter.
Ugh.
You got that 100 money, 100 soft pack, so you don't even care if it gets crushed. You're the fucking king of the world. You're the king of the job site, dude.
Man, I'm sure that was a big breakthrough. I wonder if it was soft pack initially and then became hard pack.
Oh, absolutely.
And they realized, no, let's get a hard pack and the cigarettes will last.
That's how you did that father, like, God damn it, son, I tell you every time. Pull it out. Every time you cut the lawn, I'm going to smack you upside your water head.
My dad used to. His thing was he'd get his watch out and put it on the clock on the analog face, a couple times. His Marlboro Lights.
Oh,
He'd do it
yeah.
3 times, and then he put it in, on his watch.
My dad did the pack. He would get them, and my dad smoked Salem Lights. I came up hot in the era of points, of cigarette.
Salem
points.
Lights were a cigarette.
Oh yeah.
Salem's, man. I think that's an African American
That's a menthol cigarette.
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, he
you know.
smoked menthol, so
Cools and True. My mom used to smoke True.
I think that was my dad's introduction to black people.
They bonded over Salem's?
Smoked menthol cigarettes. Also, my dad was kind of like a psychopath. He was a little full bore, and I think black people appreciate that.
Yeah, because it seems authentic or something, or
it's just fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah,
I think black people look at white people as very uptight, coppish people.
Yeah,
and
tense.
my dad is not that. He's not that. Like he would say, some of his best friends are N-words.
I tell you something.
Some of my best friends.
How's he doing? How's your father?
He's good. You know what? He's really. It's funny how what he went through. So he had a bunch of strokes, but boy, did it just immediately. He looked good for his age. The whole time. He looked according. Like you're like, yeah, you look 48. You look 49.
Yeah.
But boy, once he had that stroke, all those years fucking hit him hard. And now he looks older than he is.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Like if you looked at him, you would probably be like, what is he, like 68?
Yeah.
But that's outside of 10 years.
Yep.
We just got to get him to 65. If you get to 65, the chances that you'll live until 90 go up to 97%. That's the threshold. I heard that from Penn Jillette. That
how old is your father?
So he was born in 1960. So
he's 9 years older than me.
Yeah.
So he's 60?
60. Yep. Turned 60 this year. Wow. And he hates his birthday because my mom asked for a divorce on his birthday.
Ooh, man.
It's tough.
That's
tough. That lets you know how mean he was when he was drunk, though.
Ooh. Yeah, you're doing it on his birthday.
When you have that kind of retribution, like that's when you know, like, man, what did I call her?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
When I was hammered.
That's very much like, I'm planning this out, and you're going to remember this for the rest of your life.
I think the way he describes it is it was in the cards for a while.
Well, of course.
She just she made it official. Like, I think on his birthday, he probably got shithoused.
Yep.
And then she was like, okay, I want a divorce. She also cheated on him, which was a double stab in the back. I think she's come to regret that. I think he's come to regret how he treated her to cause her to cheat and ask for a divorce on his birthday.
Yeah.
And I think she realizes now that she could have just backed out immediately.
Yeah.
Like my parents, it's the way my mom explained it. Once I got older, she told me her side, because growing up, I just heard my dad get hammered
and be like,
and about how she was a skank and cheated, and like that my stepdad was an old fossil, which him making fun of my stepdad, I loved. I was on board with that.
Great. Interesting. Yeah.
You know, one time we were out at dinner with my stepdad and my mom, and my dad used to call Jerry, my stepdad, the fossil, because he was way older. He was 18 years older than my mom. So he just called him the fossil. And we were eating one time, and he goes, yeah, because I'm the fossil, right? And I didn't know he knew about that. And it felt like I got hit with a fucking brick in the chest.
Ooh, yeah.
And then I was just like, I don't know what you're talking. Like, I played it off, and he's just like, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
So what was your mom's side? I'm curious.
She said she met my dad at a party when she was 17. He was funny and nice, and I think a looker at the time. Was 70s, as hot as 70s could be. A nice long mustache, looking like fucking Yosemite Sam on the block. So she took a fucking shine to him.
Yeah.
And he knocked her up when she was 17. And my mom is old school Mexican. So when she showed up at her house pregnant, my grandma was like, well, you're marrying this guy.
Yeah.
Like he got you pregnant. That's your husband now.
Absolutely. Yep.
So it was never going to last.
Yep.
So she gets married, and it's like, my dad's a good dude. When he's not drinking, my dad is the best.
Yeah.
And then when he's drinking, at best he's annoying. At best he's annoying.
Yeah.
That's your best hope.
Ooh. So a bad personality comes out when he drinks.
He just gets bitter and he's a funny guy, and when he gets drunk, he knows it and he embellishes it. And then when you don't laugh at stuff that he thinks is funny, he gets mad. The way I would explain it to people is he starts telling you that you're calling him an asshole, and then it devolves so much that you get so annoyed and you eventually do just call him an asshole.
Yeah.
And then he's won. And then he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
God, what a weird...
So it was just 6 years of that. I think they were married for like 6 years.
Yeah.
It was just 6 years of that.
Yep.
So and then a big thing of his, he was jealous. And I think he'll even admit this now. He was very much, and this is just Paisel white suburban bullshit of like, that's your wife. She is friends with your friends. And if she has friends, you need to know them. So my mom, you met her at a party. Like, she's a random girl who hooks up with a dude at a party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so she had dude friends, and he would be like, "What are you fucking him?
Ooh,
you fuck." Like, she wouldn't let him have guy friends.
Ooh.
So it was just one of those things of like, you call me a horse so much,
ooh,
I'll just actually cheat on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my stepdad at the time, I think because he was a cop, and he might have even been ex at that point, but he was like, he had a decent job. I think she just saw security. Like, this is someone, he has a good job. I could have my kids. I could leave my kids at his apartment while I go.
Yeah, exactly.
Another big thing is my mom wanted to go to college, and my dad wanted no part of that.
Ooh, man.
And it was like, what do you, you're going to go to college so you can just meet some guy. Yeah. He wanted her to like, she cuts hair good. He wanted her to like cut hair in the basement, like cut people's hair around town, be like the white trash neighbor.
Yeah, who cuts hair.
Which we had. That was Jackie. That was Jackie's job in
my
Sauk
mom
Village.
Was that for me. My mom had a year of cosmetology
Well,
school,
Jackie
so
did the whole town. Yeah. You'd go to Jackie's house. You'd go through her back door, and she had like this offshoot, and she'd cut your hair.
For like $5 or something, or $10. Or,
yeah, I don't know. My parents would pay.
Yeah.
A white trash amount. And then there was also Ken Silvershears. I went to Ken Silvershears. That was the main guy. He would kind of rip your hair. He was so fast, he kind of would like rip hair out.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting a good haircut when it kind of hurts. When you're just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, there's no option to it. You're just getting it.
The best haircut I've ever had. The best part. I haven't been able to find a place out here. They're open sporadically. Now my hair is long. That's fine. But it's was Chicago Male in Boys Town. That's the best place I've ever got my haircut. That's the truth. It's expensive.
I think you told me that.
But it's good. I don't give a shit. It's good. I like it. They do a good job. They do a solid job. I always like the haircut I got over there. At Chicago Male.
Going to my
It was like $40
later.
But it would last, a good haircut for like 2 months. It's like, it's worth it.
Yeah. So I just think my mom... It was just, she wasn't ready to be married.
Yeah.
And my grandma is from fucking southern Texas, like Native American Mexican.
Yep.
Just hardcore old school.
Yep.
And just doomed her.
Are we going to watch the
I'm pulling that up.
Coming to America?
Pulling that up
what is this actually?
This is probably Kid
This is
and Play.
urban. This is urban.
This is probably fucking
it
House
is.
Party.
It is like House
Class Act. That's what was on before this.
Wow. Okay. God, look at that.
It's House Party, but with fucking a slightly different plot.
They had a freaking career, man. They were big. So we're gonna watch the Tommy Davidson.
This is unsold. This is the unsold pilot. No one bought this, which is big.
That's amazing.
They were giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to people.
Oh, absolutely.
At one point to just produce shit.
Absolutely.
And they couldn't even sell this.
It's amazing. A movie that was a...
This is coming to America as a TV show. Tommy Davidson, not as even Prince Akeem. It'd be one thing if you're just like, it's the movie characters after the movie. I'd watch that. That's Perfect Strangers, but with black people.
Robin Young.
Blackie.
This is what OAN looks like right now. One American News looks this way now. This is like the quality of the production.
Retro look.
God, it's so fucking bad. Square Pegs. That was a big look at Sarah Jessica Parker.
I have to switch the audio.
Square Pegs was big. Like, I remember certain cool kids. Oh, I remember this special. Ooh. I remember that being, a special presentation.
I'm Prince Tariq, Royal Prince of Zamunda. And I know I do that. But usually, royalty only gets grounded, not exiled. I was only trying to make things more interesting.
This sounds like a cereal commercial.
Yeah. Can you...
It's such bad audio.
Yeah,
I mean, I
turn it
think
down
the
a little
high.
bit?
Yeah, I was gonna say the higher it goes, I think the worse it is.
It's like, it's literally, it's just Fraggle Rock.
But heads of state have no sense of humor. Take my brother. Ever since he became king...
Zamunda. That's when you know they couldn't. They were stuck with Zamunda because coming up with another country would just add to the racism.
Yeah.
So they were stuck with Zamunda.
That's insane.
Seriously. Now he's sending me and my 8 Omar to America to go to college and live on a budget. Well, when I heard the plan, I was willing to give it a
So again, fish out of water comedy.
I think he said his 8 Omas.
fun doing it. But I've been in New York 9 days and well...
That's a young Tommy Davidson right there. Hey, look at that 80s music.
But this almost sounds like, yeah. It's still got some 70s in it, which is hilarious.
Now we've entered a different show.
Yeah.
This is not even the same show. Also, I watched a second of this. This is classic 80s, 90s. This show takes place in one apartment.
Yeah, exactly. 227.
I don't know if I'm going to...
Yeah, it might as well be.
I just don't think my brother sending me to New York was a good idea.
You are the royal prince of Zamunda.
He's from the movie.
You will make it here. And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's the joke. That's the joke. God bless laugh tracks.
Irresponsible.
Well, because
unreliable.
Tommy Davidson was on Living Color, right? For a
Oh,
brief
yeah.
time.
Yeah, he was coming off. They actually mentioned that he was absolutely coming off Living Color.
I think Pat Bryce worked with him at the Improv in like in 05 in Woodland Hall.
Good guy?
The Hills. Lunatic.
This was 05?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
telling you.
He said, I'll just get back in the... He came up to him and was like, he said his career was kind of low, but he's like, I'll get back into the stream. And he started doing a backstroke. Like he was swimming motions in front of him.
Crack.
I mean, I think he's was kind of a lunatic, I mean, what's he up to? Was he able to save some of his cash? I mean, I probably made a little bit of money.
He has to.
I hope he did.
Anybody who does drugs like that and it hasn't been like on television, I just assume like, okay, you got that, that movie Parenthood did make a lot of people a lot of money. Maybe you just invested it. Remember the movie Parenthood?
Oh yeah, I went on a date with Jamie Stout to that.
Oh, you probably thought you were picking up so much culture
nah,
cred.
Man, she, I don't know. I never really connected with her.
She was like, these people.
It was weird.
You're taking me to a black movie?
No, I'm talking about the Parenthood movie with Steve Martin.
Yeah, there was a TV show with a black family.
Wow. Look at that jacket.
Joaquin Phoenix was on the TV show Parenthood?
Oh, in the movie. He was in the movie.
Oh, yeah, he was in the movie.
He was Leaf Phoenix.
Yep.
That's when he used to be Leaf.
Still had that cleft, though.
Yep,
that
absolutely.
palate was still uncleft.
You have wasted almost our entire month's allowance for nonsense. 2 and 3 movies a day, silly clothes, hockey games.
It's so basically they're spending the first 3 minutes of this show just setting up tropes from the movie, which to my knowledge had just come out.
Yeah. When did this come out? Yeah. When did this?
I think this was 89. Let's see.
Let's see.
It has to say in the...
Yeah, it's got to.
They mentioned that it was an unsold pilot several times.
What year is it? It's got to be very late 80s.
Let's see.
Because, this is not early mid 80s.
Look at the Betamax, huh?
There we go. Yeah, I want to see the pilot. Yeah, because
America show.
Oh, I bet you I go. When I see stuff like this, I say to myself, "What we have is crap." No, like I wonder if what I wrote will be perceived in the same way. That's the movie.
Well, yeah, you got to go to here. 89, July 4th, 89.
Wow.
It was finally televised.
Wow.
Part of CBS Summer Playhouse.
Oh, yeah. That's like the summer will be a time. Let's see how this
Tim
goes.
Reed and Daphne Maxwell hosted it. That was back when you hosted an hour block of television.
Well, it was a special.
Kung Fu: The Next Generation. I remember that show.
Wow. They were still trying to get that.
So this is basically they aired pilots.
Well, this is 87.
But the gist I'm getting from this whole summer Playhouse is they aired pilot. Yeah, it aired unsold television pilots.
And then we just see, okay, what hits, what got decent
Kung
ratings.
Fu: The Next Generation became a show.
Got picked up. Yeah.
The Saint in Manhattan. What's going on here? For an Australian film. What the fuck? Based on The Saint starring Andrew Clark. Oh, wow.
Well, The Saint was that show with Roger Moore.
Look at they took a British show and just added in Manhattan.
Well, exactly. That happens all the time, man. All those English. I mean, Archie Bunker. You know,
nothing
All in the
else
Family,
got picked up
that
because
was a British show.
It's not. It doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so everything else was rubbish. Wow, this was on
Summer
for fucking
of
89.
Man. What was
this fucking summer Playhouse?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the actual. Okay, yeah, the showcase. Okay, yeah. I was living in D.C. this summer, working at Common Cause. I look back on that time period of my life being one of my funnest summers I ever had in my life. Like when I was 20 years old, my cousin lived in D.C.
Well, yeah, because you finally were able to go back to D.C.
Well, I lived with my father, and then I just...
Did you have that vibe of just like, I should have fucking grew up here?
Yes, I had that vibe. Yes. I mean, it was...
I'm so angry, man.
Yeah, I was pretty...
I grew this rat tail because I hate you, Dad.
No, not. It's because my mom moved to Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yeah, but she was following the money, dude.
Oh yeah. What money he had? What a fucking joke that was. God, it's crazy. It's because he had degrees next to his name. He must be smart.
Yeah.
So what if he's had an education? He's an emotional clown.
Crow, he probably had a fucking big old degree in those pants too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that, man. It was a weird situation. He was a Jewish guy.
I heard my mom banging my stepdad one time, and it took me 2 years to realize that it was them banging.
Really?
It was really kind of traumatizing. I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know if them fucking woke me up or it was just chance. But I was just like, what is happening in there? It was just like alternate breathing. They were both making noises. Which my stepdad is loud. I hate guys who are loud.
Loud and sex.
I'm not a... Shut up. This isn't about you.
You know, my thing is I get religious. That's what I mean. Oh, God. Jesus, my Lord, oh my God! I get religious when I have my man release. That's what God. Damn, Jesus! Oh my
Sal.
God! Oh God!
You become Ray Lewis when you fuck.
You know, ooh, ah.
All right, we've introduced a female character.
Here we go.
This pizza of yours has a delectable taste. My mouth fairly waters at the thought of savoring those delicious...
That dude on the left has been a big-time character actor.
Dude, that is Uncle Phil before Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
If there ever was one.
What was he in?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Exactly, yeah. I remember him being in Star Trek Next Generation episodes.
This guy?
Yeah, absolutely. Playing like admirals, like positions, men of authority, you know?
I'm telling you right now, I like that jacket. That's something you see a Clark Jones or a Will Miles wearing today.
That whole...
like going back to like...
The 80s were not good.
There is a large group of my black friends who dress like early career Spike Lee right now.
Because it's a hip retro thing to do or
High
something?
fade.
I tell you what, that was a look though, man. Absolutely. I mean, that was really a... Well, if you think about it, when I think about my generation, it's the first post-civil rights movement generation.
Wearing a Cooley High graphic tee.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
which I'm indifferent on the movie Cooley High. I like it because it has Freddie Boom Boom Washington in it as a regular guy from fucking
Welcome Back, Kotter.
Welcome Back, Kotter.
I liked that movie when I was a kid because it talked about basketball. I like any sports movie I liked automatically.
But aside from the vision, like the visuals of like hood Chicago, I've seen too many. I saw Kids, bro.
Yeah,
you can't show me Kids.
Yeah. And
then show me Cooley High.
I remember seeing Kids in the theater. I still want to see it. Is it on HBO or something? I've got free HBO. So you know what I've been watching?
Dude.
You know what I've been watching? Towering Inferno.
Hell yeah. I can go to Plex. Let me tell you about Plex. There's this app called Plex.
I guess that was a comedic scene.
I want to go
How
back
does that
to
end?
it?
Yeah, I want to see how that ends. Like, what? Yeah.
Why is it? That was a long pose right there.
It felt long, yeah.
If one gets things they want by earning money, then I will work to earn money. You?
See, they flipped it. In the movie, he was like a studious, hard worker. In this one, they make it seem like, oh, you're so dumb and foreign.
Yeah, and you're lazy. Or
Work?
You know, because
you're so rich and foreign.
Yeah, and you're spoiled. Wow. Is it the diner they're at?
Yep.
At the diner.
At the all-black diner.
It could be an all-black diner. It looks like the Peach Pit. Hey.
Of course he's studying.
Omar, you okay? You seem
I am just fat and in America.
Of course I am upset. He's my responsibility.
It's more his
They
show.
keep hamming
He's the
it up.
comedic guy.
Well, they keep hammering the plot. Of course I'm upset. He's my responsibility in this wild city.
Yeah.
Hakeem from Africa.
Oh, like those jackets? Those jackets.
Those rule, dude. That's like a USA fucking
my
soccer
God.
jacket.
When someone wore that in the late 80s, you were immediately mocked.
I want to wear that, but I'm not cool or black. I would be roasted so hard. Oh, look at him doing a Michael Jackson impression.
I have been walking home, jamming to my man Michael Jackson.
I mean, it's like, I wonder what Eddie Murphy thought when he saw this. It's like you're kind of taking
They
my
probably
idea
part of why they didn't sell it is they were like, Eddie Murphy will come here
and kick us,
Suge Knight us off buildings so hard.
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight dangled fucking Vanilla Ice off a balcony.
Yeah, he's not, I mean, yeah. What a. I admit it. When you said what was the documentary? The
He killed Tupac.
documentary.
He killed Tupac.
I mean,
he at least ordered the hit.
If you look at Suge Knight, I mean, he is a tough man. I
Dude.
think he was a backup D tackle for the University of Maryland. So he played D1 college football.
There's a line in the. Do you remember the Machiavelli album when Tupac rebranded as Machiavelli for a year?
I think so, yeah.
And everybody says that that's dead Tupac. Like that's like him foreshadowed. Whatever. That's like where the conspiracy started.
Yeah.
But there's a little track at the beginning of a Machiavelli song, and if you listen real quick, you hear real quick, Suge shot him. The first time someone played it for me, I got chills down my back because they set it up like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like they went back over the whole beef, the whole death of Tupac, and like the whole like making of the Machiavelli album.
Yeah.
And then he was like, listen close. Like we had to listen to it a couple times. Maybe he fucking pilled me.
So yeah. What? So I know he was shot in Vegas. Tupac was. And then they
it's
never.
All confusing.
Yeah.
The reality of the situation was that they were gang members, and that gang members get murdered sometimes.
Yeah.
And you can try and figure out why or who did it, but it happened because they were gang members.
Wasn't there some fight that had occurred too? Because they were at a Mike Tyson fight.
Well, they were at a Mike Tyson fight.
And they were at a casino.
That might have been was that Tupac or B.I.G.?
No, I think that was Tupac actually.
Yeah.
And it was like a melee. Like it was not.
Dude,
it was like 15 or 20
Tupac
people
being
were
on
involved
life
in
support
something.
was a harrowing 2 days. I remember watching Singled Out on MTV.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick and Jenny McCarthy. It might have even been the Carmen Electra years because Carmen Electra came in season 3 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. That show was big.
That's when you know you're going to have a hard road in show business when the co-host becomes more famous than you. Jenny McCarthy just rocketed up out of Singled Out.
Yep, absolutely.
But I remember they had a running scroll on the bottom about Tupac's fucking well-being. He was on life support for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I remember it said he's dead. Like I remember when they announced that he died.
Yeah.
And it was big.
Absolutely. I remember Tupac. I lived out here.
But then like people try and say that like Suge Knight iced him out because there was some contract dispute coming up. He was about to switch record labels or some shit.
Yeah.
And there was some song rights thing where like Suge would have lost a lot of money if he was like left. But then like also that he needed him dead though.
Yeah.
To like get the money. Like there's weird. That's where it starts getting unbelievable. Where I'm like, these are just gangbangers that started a record label.
Yeah.
Like there's not this big thought process behind it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, and you know, drug sales have been used to finance record companies.
Yes,
more than once.
It's so simple.
More than once.
Gangbangers started a business.
Yep.
And then more gangbangers became employees of that business.
Yep.
And then people got shot.
Split his pants because he's a fat guy. This is their working day,
dude.
This is their working day.
and then Bill Cosby came in and was like, here's a different world. Different World ruled. Different World introduced the sunglass flip
Absolutely.
thing. That was always so cool.
Yep. That was Different World was probably 88 when it was a spinoff, I think.
Got 10 more minutes. You want to hang for the last 10 or do you want to just fast forward to the end?
Yeah, let's get to the end. This is
He's serving burgers now.
Here I think here's what gets knocked over with an order of fries, I think. They're doing the
You know they're doing Zamundan native dancing. Is he going to split his pants again?
Oh God, this is just bad. Then that Giants logo was very late 80s.
Queens College, just every black reference in one scene.
I think this is aimed for an urban crowd.
Oh yeah,
this is
this is aimed for an urban crowd, but if they were like Sesame Street puppets.
Yeah.
Let's go to the end. Go to the last 2 minutes.
So is he like the John Amos character?
You know what? I think that's what they had to change. And like, why couldn't at the end of the movie he's rich? Why aren't they just like? I get that you have to pretend to be American, but why not? Oh yeah, because in this version they sent him like on an excursion. He didn't escape. In the movie, he escapes.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And in this one, they need to domesticate him like a cat. So they send him to the United States of America.
Is that that's what he is.
And, I love America, but I think Scott Steiner said it best.
This is what in the late 80s, the Mets were the hot team. It wouldn't have been a Yankees jacket.
Well, yeah,
it would
because
have been
you got Darryl Strawberry doing lines off fucking Louisville Sluggers.
That team, I guess that team partied hard.
Anybody you got a guy nicknamed Doc, I'm up. You got me.
What a shame. If Doc Gooden wouldn't have gotten fucked up, he was going to be just a great pitcher.
He still was good.
Oh, he still had a good career, but it was like he was going to be like Bob Gibson.
I hate when people get upset about no longevity. Like, can't you just be happy that he was dominant for 6 years or whatever?
I'll tell you what, he pitched until the 90s, late 90s. I think he probably
Darryl Strawberry is still playing in Cuba somewhere. He was
playing for the St. Paul Saints, that team in the Northwest League or whatever it's called.
Straw needs the money.
Man, his story is. I saw that Judd Apatow produced, Mets.
The 30 for 30.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But
Eddie Murphy
was executive producer.
Again, dude, run amuck.
Wow.
Eddie Murphy, run amuck.
Well, I didn't know he was the producer. They didn't pick it. They knew it was crap. Wow. But he's trying to put his
Look at that. That's the Stevie Wonder.
Well, yeah, but
he gave him full license to
do that.
Just be Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, okay, you can do that.
That looks like a young Stevie Wonder, actually.
And it looks like a young Eddie Murphy, even though but it's really a young Tommy Davidson.
Yeah, this looks like a young Louis Anderson right here. Wow. Got a young.
I didn't realize.
Got a young Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, right here.
Wow. Yeah, this whole business is pretty crazy.
That's a racist thing. Have you ever heard that?
What?
When a lot of hipsters in Chicago would say like, "Oh, you live in a Canadian neighborhood."
Oh yeah, absolutely, yep, yeah. Calling someone a Canadian,
and they mean
a racist term.
Blacks.
Yep, Canadians.
All right.
I've heard that before.
Well, you ready to wind this fucker down?
Yeah. What about? Do we want to talk about the Minnesota Vikings Chicago Bear game at all?
I mean, we did. We talked about how bad the offense is. That's all that needs to be said. It was a very. Outside of that, that's when you know how bad it is. That the event of the game was how bad the Bears' offense was.
Yeah,
it was the fact that the story should have been it was Kirk Cousins' first win on Monday Night Football in 27 years.
Yeah, he blows.
Or ever.
He's just a mediocre quarterback.
And instead, it was just like it's impressive how bad the Bears are. It's like you can try and not move the ball and still move the ball. They are ineffective on offense.
Yeah, you can just tell too. Their confidence is completely shot. They have zero confidence. Vikings have a very young defense. They only have 3 starters from their defense from last year playing. And so, but Zimmer is a decent defensive coach, so he's actually got them playing a little better. But their special teams are garbage.
I'm gonna go out on a
garbage.
We're gonna go out. We're gonna fade out on a 1994 baseball game here.
Look
I'm gonna fade this out.
The leadoff man.
God. So yeah, like, subscribe to the show, follow Crow on social media.
If you can, that would be great.
At Insecure Comic.
Look at Stone. Stoney looks good there.
He does look great.
He's still young.
I am Keith Pazel on all social media. KeithPaesel. Look at this. They're going right. I love this is what happened in the last 2 games leading up to this.
Absolutely.
Subscribe, click the bell right below here to get notified whenever we do episodes. Thanks to all the people who have been viewing. I'm going to try and put more clips out every day.
Is this the Expos are playing?
Hell yeah, the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, it's Larry Walker. Yeah, those Montreal uniforms were great. I actually thought about buying one of those and wearing them around. Like, I was going to do that in the mid-'90s. I wanted to buy a Montreal Expos jersey and wear it around.
All right, well, see you next week, guys.
Yes, I really did. Delano DeShields, they were good. Yeah, man. Good job.